content, but also paid for adverts that went out over the weekend and reached 50,000 people. Obviously, as I put a note at the bottom, the fluid and changing nature of the pandemic meant that all of this hard work that had sort of taken place and been prepared and gone in there over the weekend was soon removed. And in a matter of just under 3 hours now, it will officially be over, and we'll no longer be in tier 2 and we'll be into the national restrictions. So hopefully still beneficial to show members that, because I think it was just an illustration really of the speed of response that we need to react to government changes to get that information out. And of course now all of that tier 2 type messaging is being replicated, and you'll see it across all of our channels in earnest from tomorrow morning around the national restrictions that will then apply going forward. The other area that I mentioned, sort of 2 key themes, was the local testing sites. Again, picking back up on Bal's opening remarks this evening, we've seen a significant increase in testing in Dudley, and this is on the back of these 2 new test sites opening at the very end of October. As you can see, Flood Street, Dudley on the 21st, and then the one in Lye in Jackson Street on October the 26th. Obviously, comms activity went out to let people know that these sites were now available, to raise awareness and encourage people with symptoms to go and get a test. Again, a breakdown provided for members there of the different communications channels to do that. A lot of targeted comms, working with the community development workers in public health through the letters, the flyers, the translated materials, to get it out to key communities to let them know. In addition to stakeholder communications with your good selves, with MPs, with partner organisations. Again, then utilising things like the e-bulletin, sent to 60,000 people with a nearly 50% open rate. And obviously the signage on site and visits to businesses that were going to be directly impacted as well were undertaken by officers from my department at the end of October, together with public health. And the videos there is the ongoing story that they're actually produced now. We've done some translated videos as well, which will be going out at the end of this week and start of next week, again to try and dispel any myths and hopefully encourage more people to go and get a test if they are symptomatic. Obviously, the result of that is, picking back up on Bal's point, that we saw an increase of 38% in our weekly testing rate, which probably plays back to some of those figures that we saw with Greg's graphs at the start of the meeting, where we've seen a significant increase in Dudley with those testing rates going up. They were the 2 key themed areas, Chair, but if I may, as a bit of a closing remark, and hopefully on a positive foot, really just a pat on the back, I guess, for the work that you, Chair, have done, and all members of the Scrutiny Committee. In that, I think the process that we've gone through over the last 3 meetings has been really positive. We've actually done some media work to try to get this out there nationally with trade press, and really pleased to report tonight that we've got the Centre for Governance and Scrutiny and also the Local Government Chronicle very keen to work with us now to produce articles to showcase the area of work of scrutiny in Dudley for local government, which I think is fantastic endorsement, and a big pat on the back to everybody who's been involved over the last 3 meetings. And in addition to that, very pleased on a personal note that Communications and Public Affairs Department was yesterday notified that we've been shortlisted as well for an award in the National COVID Communications Awards, obviously relating to all of the comms activity that I've outlined to members over the last 3 meetings. So again, positive news there. The awards, the remotely held, of course, award ceremonies on November the 18th. So I'll feedback to members on that if we're successful. But certainly pleased to be shortlisted and get that national recognition for the work that we've been doing. I think you'd agree. We've heard from all departments across the council with the way people have gone over and above. So that's it from me, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Phil. Any remarks, points from members of the committee? Councillor Taylor, Elaine Taylor.
Yes, just to say thank you. It's good to see that our workers have had some recognition. It's lovely, and it's been nice to be able to share what information we have had with our general public, who are really welcoming to know what's going on. and there's lots of threads there of how we've got that message out to them, and I feel that they are very they were very welcoming of the information that we've put out, the range of information that we've put out. So thank you, Phil. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
Okay. Kathy Baton.
Yeah, just want to echo that. I mean, for me, community comms was always the golden thread to run through all of the scrutiny across all of the partners and the departments in the council. And I think it's really a testament to everybody that we've got national interest in the way we've conducted scrutiny in Dudley. And I don't believe any other council has done it in this way. So I think it's been hard for all of us. It's been long, and I think we've done a fantastic job. But I also think it's actually shown the way forward. So I think there's a big pat on the back for everybody. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Kathy. Peter Miller next, please.
More or less the same as everybody else. Phil and your team, you've done a fantastic job. The adverts and the things that have come on Facebook have said things simply, easily to understand, and people have commented how well that's what they've been. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Councillor.
Cheers. Steve Waltho.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. Seems quite an appropriate note to finish on, I think. So may I say that the process has been led by a real professional in yourself, in the Chair, and certainly by Phil from Comms. But what would we expect from two ardent Liverpool fans? Leaders. Thank you.
Oh, we got it in. We got it in. Well done.
It had to come and didn't it?
It had to happen, didn't it? 5-0 last night and a victory tonight. Val, did you want to come in?
Yes, please. Yes, Phil's team have been absolutely exceptional. I just want to reiterate what members are saying. It is a golden thread through all of this response. And I think whilst I'm on, I'd just like to say I want to sort of thank the chair and the scrutiny board members and the staff that have actually contributed to this exceptional scrutiny process, to the COVID response. I'm sure other officers will agree. Having spent time preparing the reports and presenting information to yourselves, it's really sort of, and obviously the questions and suggestions we've had, it's really helped focus our minds as well on some of the challenges that we faced as officers and services and areas that we can improve and the lessons that have been learnt. And I think, I think all of this process has really made us sort of, prepared for this next phase that we're entering, which is literally less than 3 hours away. So I really want to thank you. At the time, I think, was it in May, it seemed like a really long process and it's absolutely flown, but I think it has been of real value to us as officers as well.
Thank you, Val. I think, Val, you're a little bit wary of somebody asking, can we scrutinise you? You just jumped into a job as interim director and it was thrust upon you. And then all of a sudden you got all this loads of folks asking you questions, and I am sorry if we put you under pressure. I know you've been under enormous pressure, but I think it's been worth it, because when you look at what we've done in the last 3 or 4 months as a committee, I can't see, honestly, I can't see that this council's done any scrutiny that's approached the weight of this scrutiny. But we couldn't have done it without every single person in every single directorate and every single officer in this council actually going way more than they could and should have done. Val, you've been an absolute star. Phil, you've kept it all in the public eye remarkably. But I just want to leave my last thanks. I'm going to recommend that we accept your report, Phil. So leave the last remarks to the members of this committee who've just sat there and absolutely ploughed through reams and reams of stuff. And all credit to everybody for just sticking with me. But one special thank you, and I hope you bear with me on this. Kathy Baton has been forensic in her reading of the documentation and has been a perfect right hand for me as chair. Chris has also done his job as the vice chair, but he's not with us tonight, and I'd like to thank him. He's been called into work tonight because of COVID restrictions. But thanks everybody. We've got the final meeting on I think the 23rd, where I've got to present the report to Cabinet. Hopefully that should be accepted without any big issues, and then we'll produce the final report. And then I think what the Chief Executive would like for that to happen is for a copy of the final report to even go to the LGA, so that we can show the LGA what proper scrutiny is all about. And I'm glad we did it from the start, because if we started scrutiny now, like a lot of councils are, I'm sorry, it's too late. You've got to scrutinise everything from day one, which is what we've done. So thanks everybody. Thanks for your report,
Brilliant.
Phil. Can you thank
Thank
all
you.
your staff as well for us?
Absolutely will do. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks to all the officers that are present for your support, and thank you to all the members of the committee who stuck with us all the way through.
And thank you, Chair. You've done a brilliant job. Thank you.
You've left us 46 minutes to get down the pub. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you better get it. Right. So now questions from the monitor officer under 11.8. None?
No, none.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you as well, Helen. All right.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now the meeting's now closed, and thanks. You've got 3/4 of an hour to get a pint in. Thank you. Have a good day.
Except
you.
staff
Bye bye.
because
Bye,
they
thank
stopped serving
Bye.
about 9.
Thanks, everyone.